Nothing in this recording is intended as investment advice, and the people in this recording may hold positions in the companies they talk about. Do not make any investment based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Hello and welcome to Zak's Traders Cafe. Today I'm joined by Ippolito Cattaneo, CEO at Ajax Resources. How are you today, Ippolito?
Very well, thank you. Good morning, Zach.
You've got quite a busy detailed RNS today. Update on Eureka and the copper and gold project that you have there. Can you run us through the highlights?
Absolutely. So as you know, we acquired Eureka in May 2025. So just recently, and we've hit the ground running. We immediately started work on the environmental impact study, which is a prerequisite to any work in the ground at project level. And so we've submitted a comprehensive environmental impact study for 10 of the 12 licenses for Eureka to the local mining authorities. And upon receipt of approval in, we hope, 3 to 4 months, we will then we'll have the green light to start our fully funded exploration program, which will involve, the typical exploration work, which is mapping, trenching, and most importantly, drilling. It's important to underline that Eureka, our project, has never been drilled, despite having some very exciting non-JORC compliant studies conducted on it, indicating up to 620,000 tons of copper and 52,000 ounces of gold. So in the current gold and copper environment, our primary objective is to prove this asset by publishing an MRE in accordance with JORC, which we hope to do during the first half of 2026.
So the timelines are pretty relatively quick. It's sort of months rather than anything longer than that. Eureka is an unknown quantity. It could surprise on the upside, and clearly with the price of copper shooting through the roof in recent days on tariff concerns, you're in the right sort of postcode, really, aren't you?
We very much are. We've chosen the right country and the right metals at the right time. So the Argentina is a country which has undergone a significant degree of change. It hasn't had the easiest history in recent, last decade hasn't been the easiest. And obviously COVID had an impact on a world level, so that also affected Argentina, which is why the previous owner of the project, Ajax Resources, despite acquiring the project in 2010 for a gross consideration of $8 million between cash and shares, they, for various reasons, at corporate level but also at macro level, never developed this project. So you'll find a remarkable similarity between our intentions and what we're putting in our RNSs and what Bezant put in their RNSs back in 2010 and 2012. We're not reinventing the wheel. This is a historic project in a sense that production has been ongoing since Incan times, and then it was later resumed during the 16th and 17th century by the Jesuits, as well as being continued during the 20th century. So that this is a fairly understood and known area where production has taken place and there is mineralization. We want to, having paid $170,000 for the project, so a fraction of what Bezant paid for it back in 2010. We want to, finally drill this project. It's never been drilled, and come back to the market with, evidence of having completed an exceptional deal, which is what we think we've done, and which is why in the most recent fundraise, which was well supported, the board and primarily myself invested, a cumulative amount of £330,000. So 33% of the last fundraise was funded by the board. So this is an entrepreneurial story. We really believe in what we're doing. We're not in this venture for to draw salary. In fact, we've never drawn salary from the company. We're in this venture to create value and very significant value.
And so it sounds to me, with your relative enthusiasm, that this Eureka situation could basically set up to only surprise on the upside.
Well, I would say, I mean, of course, I'm the CEO of the company, so I would say that, but I would say there's minimal downside if you consider the price that we've acquired this asset for, and the potential, the studies. There's various studies. I cited one of them, but there's various studies that have been completed on this project, which indicate that it has very significant potential. So that what we need to do now, and we're funded to do it. So we have no reason not to do it. Is drill the project and come back to the market with the numbers that we believe the project has. So signed off by a qualified person. So that's what we're doing. We've hit the ground running in the sense that we've not only have we acquired Eureka, we've shortly after acquiring it, we've doubled the project size by buying up licenses which are contiguous to it. So we immediately acquired Mina La Escondida, which is a project comprised of two licenses and is in the immediate vicinity of the historic gold and copper Eureka mine. And we've also acquired or signed an option to acquire La Norteña, which is a very significant license to the north of the project. So we've doubled the project size in doing so. And the reason for that is that we believe in the project, and we don't want a scenario whereby we prove up Eureka and then we have competitors coming in, or the price of these licenses goes through the roof. We want to buy up as much land near, obviously following geological advice, not just for the sake of it, but buy valuable potential resource near the project, so that we have a larger project in a very strong gold and copper environment.
So big footprint. The other point, the other point which was noticeable in the RNS, your intention to list on Euronext in Oslo.
Yes, so I'm a huge fan of the Euronext Oslo and Norway. I think I previously and continue to be to a degree involved in Zenith Energy, which has been a story that I know you followed and has done and investors have done very well in the last 6 months with that company. So my experience with Zenith Energy has been very positive in terms of the Euronext Growth Oslo. And so we thought it would be a very good idea to access the investor base in Norway, which has been very supportive of that company. And there's actually a lack of interesting mining stories in Norway. So we spotted a bit of a gap in the market. And we felt that this would complement our listing on Aquis and widen our investor base and ensure even greater liquidity. So it was a strategic move, and we very much look forward to submitting our application, going through the regulatory process, and listing during the course of the current financial year.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, they obviously have their $1.75 trillion sovereign wealth fund, so plenty of money around Oslo, I presume, at the moment.
Absolutely, very liquid market, and there have been some exceptional, some great success stories on that market. So it also is part of the Euronext group. So by listing in Oslo, you have exposure to other Euronext markets. We have such exciting news in the pipeline that we want to ensure that as many investors as possible have the opportunity to invest in our story and reap the rewards. So yes, it was something that will come as no surprise to anyone who knows my background, but it's a very good market, and we're excited to being listed there, hopefully.
Ippolito Cattaneo, CEO at Ajax Resources. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Zach.